What's up guys, new video here, and again we're in the garage getting the 240 fixed from OSW Spring Break Bash. Right now we have about a month until Clutch Shakers round 1 and the car's ready. The car's ready to go, but I do have to fix the rear end. Now, with the setup we have, 500 horsepower, 498 foot-pounds of torque, 1.5 JZ with a dog box. And with the dog box, there's no give. It's straight clunking gears, very aggressive, and it's very, very strong. Now, the weak point will be the rear end. As you guys saw at OSW Spring Break Bash. So, we broke the villain's axle stub and also broke the other side axle because when that side breaks, the resistance goes to the other side and that happens. But Z axles are very, very strong and I don't need to do anything more for now. But we do have to upgrade the stubs. Now, a few videos back, I did say I was going to do a Z diff swap with S14 subframe and all the adapter bushings and all that stuff. But to be fair, to do that, I'll have to literally change the drive shaft yoke. I'll have to drop the whole subframe, have to get everything put back in there, all new alignment, do the bushing stuff, cut stuff out, all that stuff. And the gearing in the Z diff that I have is a 3.6, and that's way too long of a gear with this dog box. My dog box, like I said before, is geared for a 408 gear, and that's what I have in the stock 240 diffs, and that is a stock 240 diff ratio. And the wheel speed is literally perfect. Now, I could go and do a Z diff with the whole swap, but you gotta spend a lot of money on a damn ring and pinion to re-gear the Z diff. It's like $800 for a ring and pinion, which is literally insane, and I'm not gonna do that. So, the plan's gonna be, we're gonna ditch the Z diff. We're gonna do an upgraded stub setup for the R200 diff. Now, if you guys didn't know, the Nissan Z diff casing, P45, 240 casings, all an R200 casing, but the ring and pinions are slightly different. The Z diff ring and pinion is a little bit stronger, but I talked to Nate over at Bink Industries, and he said, get these stubs. We'll do a clutch delay valve, which I might do, I might not. I should be fine, but I might get one, we'll see. But he said, get these stubs, you'll be fine. Keep the same axles, keep the same subframe, all that kind of stuff. I do plan on doing an S14 subframe later on for better suspension geometry, not so much the diff. I can do S14 cover with the same R200 diff that we have currently. So, to save time and hassle and effort and all that kind of stuff, we're gonna keep the stock 408 diff in there, but we're gonna do upgraded stubs that are much, much stronger than what I had before. So right here I do have my stock Nissan 350Z diff, and it's a 3.5 or 3.6 ratio, and that's a very, very long ratio for the dog box that I have. I had to pull this apart, change the whole ring and pinion, spend $800 on the ring and pinion, which is insane, and then get a new drive shaft yoke and all that kind of stuff. And it's a bigger diff in there. It's still an R200 style, but it's much bigger, and you do the whole subframe. It's the whole thing, takes a ton of time, effort. Don't want to do it. I want to do it later on because right now the car is fine and I have a bunch of other more important stuff to do. So with that being said, we're not going to do this right now. We're going to ditch this setup and continue on with the new setup, but maybe one day I'll run it. But like I said, you know, the R200, they're all R200 diffs. The Z diff, the 240 diff, all those kind of diffs are all the same thing, but some are slightly stronger and so on. You know, people can argue about it, but they're pretty much the same thing. You can make a stock R200 S chassis differential even stronger than a Z diff. Okay, so here is the stub we broke at OSW Spring Break Bash. This is a Villains adapter stub, so it's basically a stock R200 stub, and they cut right here off and they weld on the Z pattern adapter to run Z axles in a 240 R200 diff. Now, these are great. These lasted me literally years, but as I got more horsepower in the dog box and more grip, it just broke. And they're known for breaking at certain horsepowers, but if you have, you know, not as an aggressive setup as mine, you'll be just fine. No hate to Villains, they're great guys, great product. And they do warranty these, so we're gonna use these as spares. So yeah, but I didn't want to get the same ones to have the same issue again at Clutch Shakers or anywhere and deal with this again. So these do break, and when you heat these up to weld them, you do weaken them a bunch. A lot of heat in there definitely weakens them, but the weak point is not here, the weak point is the sub itself. But that being said, this is going bye-bye, and we have new bad boy stubs right here. Alright, so right here we do have the Weir one-piece R200 Z or GTR or any of that kind of pattern, P45 stub conversion right here. Now, these are a one-piece stub, not cut and modified. They're cryo treated, and they are extremely strong and much, much stronger than even stock Z stubs. These are awesome, pretty cheap, and they go right in to my setup right now, right into the diff, and into the current axle that I have right now as well. So very stoked on that. One's right here, got the other one right here. And if you guys didn't know, there's two different sizes because that's how it works. On the lengths are the studs. But I'm stoked to have these brand new ones. These are pretty sweet. They're all one piece crowd treated, which means they're much stronger and they're treated and they're one piece and they're molded like this. So I have friends that have had the same issues I have with this old villain stuff. They don't break these at all. And I'm very stoked to get this next setup on the car. So, but with that being said, now having stronger stubs and stuff like that, the weak point is the ring and pinion in the diff. And I'm gonna run this one for now, but I am gonna do a spool with a crowd treated ring and pinion later on. But we're gonna have 2 4-weight spares and the one in the car just in case if anything happens, but we should be fine. And yeah, should be good to go. But yeah, it'll be a very, very simple install today. All we're gonna do is basically pull the old stubs out, put these new ones in, and both the axles in. But I do have that one stock S chassis axle on the driver's side to see if it would have worked, and it's broken. So we'll be good to go. A simple fix compared to pulling the whole subframe out, regearing the Z diff, and all that jazz. So I'm very happy to have a simple resolution right here, and I'm ready to get it in. So let's get to it. All right, so the axle bolts are off of the stub. Now I get the 32 socket with their impact and get this thing off. And now we're ready to come out. Now, you guys will see a stock axle coming out of here because at the last event, I broke the Z axle and all I had was, well, I had a spare Z axle, but I didn't have a spare stub. I put this in there to try it to see if it worked. And obviously, did not work. Now we have the stock stub that has to come out, and we have the other stub that is not broken, and the whole other side that's not broken that has to come out. Just swap both stubs, put new stubs in, axles in, and we're done. Pretty simple. There's one stock stub. So we have our brand new Weir Performance one-piece crowd treated stub that is very strong going in the car. So it's pretty simple. Hope you guys can see. Hope it's not too dark in here. You literally just grab it and just push it right in, and then you're done. You give a little whack with the hammer to get it really in there. And should be good to go. And there it is. And then it's installed and ready to go. Cool. And now we have to get the smaller Nissan Z axle in, and this side is done. Simple as that, and then we have a much stronger diff. All right, so I got our Z axle right here. I also have stock Z bolts and nuts as well for the axles because these actually allow you to fit the stock size Nissan Z bolt with the axle and the flange. The other ones are actually too small, so very good. Boom. All right, I'm gonna get in here. Hopefully this GoPro view can show everything so you guys can see firsthand what we're working with. Oh, putting axles in nuts chassis are never fun. Kind of gotta get it in there. There it is. Just gotta kind of finagle it and get it through all the way. Come around all the way through, and boom, just like that. She is in. Hopefully you guys can kind of see that. I'm kind of trying to hold the camera, but there you go. Simple as that. Stub is in, axle is in. Just gonna get the 32 spline or 32 socket on the bolt, get it tight, and get to tightening the normal axle bolts, and this side is done. Boom, dialed. The fitment of this is so much better than the other ones. Hell yeah. Never forget this washer. This washer is very, very important when you're doing this stuff. It will not work without that washer. 32 spline. If you guys didn't know, the Z axles and the 240 stock pattern is exactly the same, which is also good. That's why it fits with this hub as well. Nice and snug, ugga-dugga. All you need. No torquing needed. If you wanted to torque it, you can, but you don't have to. All right, now we gotta get in there, get all the 5 more 12mm bolts in there, all tight. go to the passenger side, and we are basically done. Not much of a video, I don't think, but I wanted to film this and show you guys an easier option than a Z-diff or a S14 conversion subframe and all that kind of stuff. But all in all, it's very, very simple. Some finagling here and there, but again, all in all, pretty freaking easy. I'm excited to have these in there and have much more confidence in the car. So yeah. All right, so the driver's side is done. Now I've got to get in here to fix this. Technically, it's not broken. This side is fixed, new axle, still the same Z stub, and it's nothing wrong with it. But we're gonna swap out that Z stub, have as a spare, and then get the other one warranted to have a spare just in case these do break. But these probably will not break, but it's always good to have spares. But all we're gonna do with this one is just loosen the axle, push it up, pull the stub out, new stub, axle back on, tighten, done. Easy, simple, and done. So yeah, it's a very simple install. It's very easy. It's common sense. But if you have not worked on S chassis, I get it. But honestly, if you have common sense, anybody can do it. So now we'll get the bolts off and get it off, back on, and be good to go. So basically, it's got to hold the axle up pretty high. This one is good knock. To fall on my face because that happens all the time. Okay, good to go. All right, so it's got to come in here. Gonna hold the axle up and away. Slide the stub in. Find the little ruts in there. And boom, she is in. Ready to go, line it up. The fitment when the axle kind of sinks to the stub is like night and day difference from the other one. So much better, which also means it's more balanced and more stuffed and comfortable in there, which is always a big plus with these. So the Weir Performance axle stubs are in the car, so we are ready to go. Much better fitment with the axles and the diff. Much stronger, cryo treated, so they're going to be extremely strong. Only weak point now is the ring and pinion itself, but it's pretty strong for what it is. But I am going to get a spool with a cryo treated ring and pinion, but right for now this will be fine, and should be good to go with a clutch delay valve or even without one. We'll see, but it's in. Happy about that. Let's get out of the car and talk more. All right, we are all set and done. Lower the car. There she is, all fixed and a more beefier end, much stronger. But other than that, this thing's pretty much done. I do want to install some new ECU master sensors and a data logger before round one. So I'll probably get to that. Probably next video, we'll see about that. I don't know which video is gonna go from here, but I know right now it's not a long video. So maybe in this video, we will continue on to some wiring stuff, but if not, then I don't know. We'll see where it goes. But with that being said, I have a bunch of exciting news and big stuff coming for this year 2022 clutch triggers, and signed up last night, so we're ready to go. We're officially ready. We might do one more test day at OSW before clutch triggers, because I want to test out the rear end and get a little bit more grip in the car and see what it can do. And then, but yeah, we have some transport changes going to clutch triggers. We have some new looks coming soon to the car for clutch triggers 2022 and the year 2022. Some more sponsors and a bunch of good stuff. I'm really excited. So yeah, I can't wait to really start doing this. I have a lot of cool stuff coming this year, a lot of big changes, and just takes a lot of time and a lot of hard work. It does not just come to you. It takes hours and days of planning and hitting up sponsors and emailing back and forth and figuring out things and parts and all the above. It's a lot, and with the economy and inflation, it costs a lot more money to do this stuff now, tire-wise, fuel-wise, stay-wise. Everything's gone up in price drastically, but we're figuring it out. We got it all covered this year. very happy about that. It's much easier on me, but I'm just really excited. I'm really excited to have a nice car, go out and have fun. But I have to remember to go to Clutch Shakers and just act like I'm driving OSW in a fun event and just have fun and hopefully podium and do what I can. But if the car works, I'm pretty confident I can do very well. But I'm very excited for this year. This video, like I said, I don't know where it's gonna go, but it's gonna go somewhere. Alright, so real quick, I had Steve from Divulge Motorsports, my tuner, log into the computer and check some things out. I noticed that the car was running pretty rich at the event, which is perfectly fine. And now when he remote tunes, he uses a different kind of tuning to be safe because he's not like here. But he's going to be here for Clutch Shakers round 1, so we're going to retune the car on the dyno and change some things up. But you can do a much better, more accurate tune. This is perfectly fine right now, but he can do a lot more when he's here. So that'll be upcoming in the next few weeks. But we forgot that the car was running very, very hot on the dyno when we tuned this car the first time with the old cooling setup. And it was running very hot, therefore the ECU is sending more fuel or less fuel or etc. depending on how hot the car is. But now with the car being so cool, idle or in drift, it sends a lot of fuel when it doesn't need it. But now that it runs much cooler, it's a different kind of fueling. So we touched it up, changed some stuff, and now it idles pretty perfect. I still have to get a new alternator or upgraded alternator, but it is fine. The voltage is fine, like I said before. But car runs much better, the response is much better too, and I'm stoked on it. I just revved it up pretty good and it sounds sweet, but I'm stoked on it. The tune is really good right now and it's gonna be even better in the next few weeks, but I'm ready, I'm stoked. But we're gonna test one more event in like 2 weeks at OSW and we should be good to go. But now that we have the car all fixed up, ready to go with the new Weir stubs, much stronger, much more beefier, I'll be much less stressed driving this car as well. And we have everything ready to go with the tune. Car is basically ready. We have to do some wiring stuff pretty soon with Alberto for ECU master data loggers and sensors and that kind of stuff too. We should be able to get to that for round 1, but might not be. But we have some awesome big stuff coming. The car is going to look crazy. We have a whole new look coming. We have new merch coming for sure this time. But I'm excited for all that good stuff. But once again, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys very soon.